Bro, I have not filed my taxes, and I probably should.
Hello everyone, what is happening?
Top
I'm your
10
host,
games
Eamon
that are
Hassan,
illegal
and
to
welcome
play.
back to another video here at Most Amazing Top 10. Now, I, for one, used to be an ad. Let's just jump straight
stop
into
yapping.
it, she says after rambling for like 30. I wish I could say the game isn't as bad as its title or sugarcoat it in any way possible, but I really can't. Rateplay was a 3D erotic game made by the Japanese company Illusion and was released in 2006. The game is single player and the
Them
story
Japanese
is
people be
quite
getting
short
down,
and quite
bro.
horrendous. You play as the main male character,
Some
Masaya
freaky
Kimura,
motherfucker.
who basically gets arrested for groping a woman on the train. He then decides to stalk that girl who reported him and her sister and mother and all three of them. There are two possible endings to the game, but thankfully both result in Messiah dying. Surprisingly, this game wasn't banned straight away, but 3 years after its release, a member of British Parliament got the game banned and got Amazon to remove it from its website.
Amazon.
And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory as
They're
to
like, what
why,
you saying
because
for
it
me
promotes
for?
this violent behavior, so let's just move on to the next one. Coming in at number 9 is Manhunt 2. Released by renowned
heard about
developer of
this one.
controversial games, Rockstar Games
Yeah.
released a sequel psychological horror stealth video game back in 2007. The game follows Daniel Lamb, a mental patient who suffers from amnesia, while trying to uncover who he really
Bro,
is,
that game is
and Leo
absolutely
Casper, who's a
bonkers,
sociopathic
bro.
assassin. The game focuses on stealth attacks, which usually come in the form of attacking the person from behind, undetected, and there are 3 levels of execution, each more gruesome
Yeah, but
than
you
the
could
previous
decapitate
one.
heads
The
and shit,
sequel
bro.
includes using firearms for executions and using objects around the player like telephones or toilets to also execute the victim. In the first one,
That
you can
game was
also
damn near
even
a
suffocate
torture
your victim
simulator,
with
bro.
a plastic bag. Despite this game ranking number 1 in the Gamer Angst's list of top 25 goriest games of all time,
Yeah.
this game had mixed to positive reviews. However, the game was just deemed as way too gory. It was refused classification in the UK, and even after Rockstar went back and added some filters to the gore, like removing all but 2
Listen, just add a
decapitations in
filter
the
to it, you'll be
game,
alright.
that's an improvement, I guess. It still ended up being banned from sale in South Korea, Germany, Ireland, Kuwait, New Zealand, and Saudi Arabia.
Bro, my thing is, when these companies make these games that get banned, like, what are they thinking to begin with? This is gonna be a great addition to the market. Like, bro, you know what you're doing. You know this shit is gonna get banned, and
Seeing the screenshots of this game,
I
it
don't get it.
really is gore to the max. And I'm not one that's really disgusted by gore, but it's a lot.
I can
At
tell
number
you
8 now,
are.
we have Grand
It's okay.
Theft Auto. Now, I've played
That
GTA
didn't get
5
banned.
and San Andreas, the latter being my favorite. And it's funny because growing up, my sister used to mute the game so I couldn't hear the characters swearing while I played. And I know you can do bad stuff in the game, but I didn't realize it was banned in so many countries.
Damn.
If you haven't played it,
Hit 'em with the
GTA has you playing as
two
the main
piece, bro.
character and you complete missions and achieve your objectives in the story. But when you're not playing the story, you're free to roam around the world you're in, free to run over people if you want, fight with whoever you want.
Free to run over
you
people.
name it, you can do it in GTA.
I love
the
that game, bro.
does
I
have
still
a lot
do.
of violence in it, as well as general mayhem and sexual content. Way back in 2008, a man called Paul Wachino was riding in a cab in Bangkok, and when it was time to pay the cab driver, he stabbed him to death, citing
Oh my
GTA,
God.
saying killing seemed easy in the game. The game was
Okay,
banned
now.
in Thailand after that.
That is
Different
that is
components
a
of the
little
series
different.
are also
Okay.
banned in Brazil, China, Japan, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and the UAE. Filling our number 7 slot is Standoff. Originally titled
I've never heard of
Active
this one.
Shooter, already problematic. The first-person shooter game was developed by Russian game developer Anton Makarevsky, and it was originally set for
He looks like
release
the type.
in 2018.
He fits the
plot
description.
Of the game is pretty simple. The setting is a school shooting, and you
No
can
racial.
either take the role of the active shooter or
What
a
the
SWAT
hell?
team member responding to an SOS about the event. As the player, you can choose whichever weapon you'd like knives,
Oh, you're
guns,
playing as a school
grenades,
shoot? Oh
etc.,
my
and your
God.
death toll of police and civilians is tallied live on your screen. I feel like this is such a
Damn.
horrendous idea. I don't know why Anton even thought this would be a good premise for a video game, but anyway, this game
He said it would
obviously
sell.
attracted a lot of controversy. Parents of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting victims got 100,000 signatures while petitioning against it. The game was cancelled and the platform was removed from Steam as well, and good riddance. Now at number 6
Damn.
is Gal Gun Double Peace. Now this game is a rail shooter Bishoko game developed by Inti Creates, and it was released in Japan in in 2015 and worldwide the following year. And it's a sequel to the original Galgun released in 2011, and the game is set at an academy in Japan.
What she saying, man? I zoned out. I completely zoned out.
It's a Bishoko game developed by Inti Creates, and it was released in Japan in 2015 and worldwide the following year. And it's a sequel to the original Galgun released in 2011.
It reminds me of
and the game
Yandir
is set
Simulator.
at an academy
I never played Yandir Simulator.
And basically follows an unpopular male student called Hude Kudoki. A student Cupid, I know that doesn't make sense, but go with it, hits Hude with 32 times the original intended amount, and then soon after the whole school is in love with him. So much so they start hurting him in a way involving bondage, you could say. The game follows him shooting his female classmates with pheromone shots while he desperately tries to find his true love girlfriend before sunset, because if he doesn't, he'll face a lifetime alone. The game has been banned in countries like New Zealand and the UAE for supporting and promoting the exploitation of children and the use of coercion and force during sexual conduct. Coming in at number 5 is Postal 2 or Postal Square.
I've heard of this one.
This is a black comedy shooter video game released by Running with Scissors back in 2003. Black comedy basically just means jokes about things that are taboo like death, mental illness, sexuality, discrimination, racism, etc.
Bro,
the game
gore in
follows
this game is
Postal Dude going through the
bro.
week, and each day he has a bunch of mundane tasks he has to do, like buy milk, do groceries,
decapitate the postman.
As the player, you can do these tasks peacefully, or you can choose to do them as violently as you want. The choice is yours. Throughout the game, you're provoked by basically everyone in the game almost all the time. A year after its release, the Office of Film and Literature Classification banned the game in New Zealand for excessive levels of violence as well as animal abuse. And that's not even the worst the game has to offer. This game is interesting because it's hard to sort of ban or hate it because it really only gets as bad as you let it get. You can finish the game harming no one, or you can finish it while killing everyone. At number 4 now is Hatred. Now this game is an isometric shoot-'em-up video game released by Destructive Creations in 2015. This game follows the main character who's a misanthropic mass killer who's on a genocide crusade mission trying to kill as many people as he can. For what reason? There is none. Its trailer release alone back in 2014 had already garnered a lot of controversy, and by the time it was released, it got severely negative
Let me start
reviews.
a genocide,
the game pretty much has no message or moral whatsoever other than a slew of endless violence, and I don't get why someone would create a game full of that much death and destruction just because. Some of the pictures I saw of this game are so graphic and dark, I was just thinking to myself, I don't know who would play this happily.
I've worked at some of the largest retailers on the planet. You think they all have it figured out?
I mean, you're talking genocide for fun, like that isn't a joke. The game was removed by Valve Corporation from their Steam Greenlight service for a while, but was brought back and re-released. For what reason, I have no idea.
This a double bet, y'all can't stop us.
Number 3 slot is Custer's Revenge. Now this game is old. I'm talking released in 1982 by Atari, 2600 old. This game is an adult video game with the main character being General George Armstrong Custer, who is famous for being a commander in the American Civil War and for his colossal defeat at the Battle of Little Bighorn. The player of the game controls Custer wearing absolutely nothing but a cavalry hat, a bandana, and boots with a very noticeable erection. Your obstacles in the game are arrows being thrown at you, and your aim is to avoid the arrows and reach the other side of the screen so you can have sex with a Native American woman tied to a pole. Yeah.
Okay, now that's
The original game was packaged as not for sale to minors, and it sparked a lot of controversy, and rightfully so. Anti-sex feminist Andrea Dworkin even claimed it physically generated a lot of gang rapes of Native American women. There's no empirical data to back up her claim, but many cities really wanted to ban the game, but only one actually ended up doing it. Shout out to you, Oklahoma City. Now at number 2 is the Guy Game, and from the title you can maybe see where this game is headed. Maybe. The Guy Game was an adult video game made by Top Heavy Studios.
Reminds me of that controller from the movie.
First and last game they ever released. It was released in 2004 and follows a trivia game show style with 4 people being able to play at once. The game has 20 episodes altogether and features a total of 1,000
Hey guys,
questions.
just hop on the Guy Game.
There thinking there doesn't really seem anything wrong with this game so far. Wrong, my friend, very wrong. The game is mostly composed of live action footage of girls in bikinis aptly named the Hotties, and if you do well in
The
the game,
Hotties.
then the Hotties eventually take their bikinis off and show you their boobs. There's actually a flashometer in the game, so the more correct answers you give, the higher the meter goes and the more exposed the boobs become. The game actually ended up as part of a lawsuit because one of the girls in the game wasn't told her boobs were going to be used to promote the game, and she was 17 years old when it was recorded, thus making her underage. The game was removed from the market real quick, and now it's a distant dream or nightmare. Most likely a nightmare. And finally, at number 1 is Sad Satan. Already the name is weird enough, so you can imagine what's about to follow. This was a PC game published by ZK.
Bro, people just really wake up someday and just be like, hey, I'm gonna make a game that's probably gonna get banned from the world.
And was downloaded to the Tor network via a deep web internet forum by an unknown developer back in 2015. I say back like it was ages ago when it was really only 4 years ago, but the name of the game is alluding to the Led Zeppelin song Stairway to Heaven, which apparently if you play backwards you can hear satanic lyrics. This was the last game featured on the YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner before the channel stopped operating for unknown reasons. Some people say the person behind the channel is the real developer of the Sad Satan game, and it was all just a publicity stunt. The game basically features you walking down a bunch of monochromatic hallways and hearing audio tapes that keep looping over and over again. The selection of audio tapes is of course creepy as hell, interviews from murderer Charles Manson, as well as distorted audios of other tapes. It also shows pictures of murder victims, people being beheaded, and people being hit by vehicles. Other than the main player, the only other characters in the game are children that stand and do not interact with you or move at all. An updated version of the game was uploaded by someone claiming to be ZK, but that was actually a virus and people's computers started slowing down considerably or straight up not working at all. And that's all for today's video, guys. I'm very intrigued at what the comment section of this video will be because
Bro, you have to be a real sick individual to just want to sit down one day and play one of these games or a game like, except for GTA. I don't even know how GTA made this. I feel like the only reason GTA made it is because that one guy from, what was it, Thailand committed that crime and said, oh, it was because of GTA. But other than that, bro, I don't think GTA should have gotten banned for that. We have choices and decisions, everybody. Choices and decisions. Don't blame the video game, blame the person, bro. Well, that's it for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be making more videos like these in the near future. If you liked the video, like and subscribe for more. And I hope everybody stays safe, healthy, productive, and just stay safe because the weather is getting everybody sick, including myself. Like I've said in the past videos, I'm still sick. But like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.